The legal aftermath of the tragic Kansas City Chiefs parade shooting takes a major turn today. Terry Young, the man arrested for his role in the February 2024 mass shooting that claimed the life of Lisa Lopez-Galvan, has been sentenced to 2 years in prison after entering a guilty plea for a weapons charge. His sentencing comes as the family of the victim continues to process a lifetime of pain caused by that fateful day.
Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 mAh power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Turning to the gridiron, the Kansas City Chiefs draft room is buzzing with high-stakes strategy. With the 9th overall pick in their back pocket, the Chiefs are also sitting on the 29th pick, and trade rumors are heating up. We are looking at a potential move where the Arizona Cardinals could target that late first-round spot if they decide to trade up, giving Brett Veach even more flexibility to bolster the roster. It is not just about moving picks for the Chiefs, because Brett Veach has made it clear there is a glaring hole on the defense that needs to be filled immediately. Veach explicitly pointed to the defensive line as a critical priority, noting that even with recent additions, the team is still a few players short. Keep your eyes on top prospects like Caleb Banks and Peter Woods as potential targets to shore up that interior pressure. As the community remembers the impact of the tragedy involving Lisa Lopez-Galvan, we are keeping a close watch on the final chapter of these legal proceedings. While Dominic Miller and Terry Young have received their sentences, all eyes are now shifting toward the upcoming March 2027 trial of Lindell Mays, the man accused of starting the initial conflict. Stay updated on these unfolding stories by hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and ringing the bell for all the latest alerts. Imagine celebrating the biggest win of the year in downtown Kansas City, only for the confetti to turn into chaos. That is exactly what happened this past Valentine's Day at the Chiefs' Super Bowl parade. Today, we are looking at the aftermath of that tragedy, as 21-year-old Terry Young was sentenced to just 2 years in prison after pleading guilty to a weapons charge. It is a sobering moment for a city that is still trying to heal. Young showed up to that celebration with his firearm tucked away in a green teddy bear backpack, a bizarre and disturbing juxtaposition that highlights the madness of that day. While he was initially charged with second-degree murder and other serious felonies, those were dropped in a plea deal, leaving many to wonder if justice truly has been served. The courtroom atmosphere was heavy, especially when the family of Lisa Lopez-Galvan, the innocent mother who lost her life in the crossfire, spoke about the lifetime of pain left behind. Her daughter, Adriana, put it plainly. A part of her died that day with her mother. But here is where things get complicated. Jackson County prosecutor Melissa Johnson points to Missouri's Stand Your Ground laws as the main hurdle. Essentially, because of how these laws are written, prosecutors feel their hands are tied when defendants claim they were firing back in defense of themselves or others. It forces us to ask a difficult question. Are our legal frameworks actually protecting the people, or are they just making it harder to hold people accountable for public violence? This outcome mirrors the case of Dominic Miller, who received a similar sentence earlier this year. As the city looks toward the upcoming 2027 trial of Lindell Mays, the man accused of starting the initial fight that sparked the shooting, the community is left waiting for more definitive answers. What do you think about the intersection of stand your ground laws and public mass shootings? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this developing story. Sometimes, the law and justice feel like they are worlds apart, and today, that distance is being felt deeply in Kansas City. Ever felt like the Kansas City Chiefs had a secret weapon they weren't even talking about? Most of us are completely obsessed with the 9th overall pick, and rightfully so, because it's been ages since we've been this high up in the draft order. It's an adrenaline rush for any fan, but don't let that shiny top 10 pick distract you from the real chess move, the 29th overall selection. Thanks to that savvy trade involving Trent McDuffie, the Chiefs are sitting on a late first-round goldmine that could be the key to a draft night blockbuster. Think about it. The league is starving for quarterbacks, and when teams get desperate, they do irrational things. That's exactly where GM Brett Veach thrives. Let's look at the Arizona Cardinals. If they decide to pass on Ty Simpson at number 3 and watch him slide, that panic meter is going to redline. Suddenly, Monty Ossenfort might find himself desperate to jump back into the first round, and who better to call than the Chiefs at pick 29? Sliding back just 5 spots could net the Chiefs extra draft capital while still landing their primary target. We've seen Veach pull these kinds of trades out of thin air before, and honestly, it's his signature move. Why just settle for one pick when you can manipulate the board and walk away with both depth and value? It's a perfect setup for a team that has already mastered the art of building for the long haul. So, keep your eyes on the phone lines on draft night. The real action might happen after the smoke clears from the top 10. What do you think? Should the Chiefs play it safe or trade back to stock up on more young talent? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more insider breakdowns. Remember, in the NFL, the best moves aren't always the ones everyone expects. Sometimes, the smartest play is the one that forces everyone else to blink. Think the Kansas City Chiefs have their eyes locked on a flashy new wide receiver with those high-value draft picks? Think again. While the rumor mill is spinning wild stories about offensive weapons, GM Brett Veach just dropped a massive hint that might change how we view their entire draft board. The Chiefs are heading into next week with 2 first-rounders and 4 total picks in the top 100, which gives them the kind of luxury most teams only dream of. But with needs scattered across wide receiver, corner, and tackle, Veach is facing a genuine roster puzzle. During his pre-draft press conference, he didn't just mention a need. He pointed a giant neon sign at the defensive line. Veach flat out admitted that even with recent moves, they are still a few short at defensive tackle. He mentioned names like Keiris Tonga and Amar Normanlot, but it's clear the front office isn't satisfied yet. Now, does this mean they're burning the 9th overall pick on a tackle? Probably not, as this year's class isn't exactly loaded with top 10 talent at that position. However, keep your eyes glued to that 29th pick. That is the sweet spot where the Chiefs could land a premier interior disruptor to pair with Chris Jones. We're talking about guys like Caleb Banks, who already visited the team and fits their aggressive scheme like a glove. It creates a fascinating dilemma. Do you chase the shiny new offensive toy, or do you double down on the defensive identity that just won you a ring? Veach is playing his cards close to the chest, but it's becoming clear that the trenches are where the real work will happen. What do you think? Should the Chiefs prioritize protecting the D-line or loading up on more offensive firepower? Let me know your draft day predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe for all our wall-to-wall draft coverage. After all, championships aren't just won in the passing game, they're built in the trenches. Imagine a day of pure celebration turning into an absolute nightmare. That is exactly what happened at the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade, a day meant for joy that ended in tragedy when gunfire shattered the crowd, claiming the life of Lisa Lopez-Galvan. Now, months later, the legal fallout is raising some uncomfortable questions about the limits of our justice system. Terry Young, one of the men at the center of this horrific event, just reached a plea agreement. Despite being originally charged with second-degree murder, he is walking away with just a 2-year prison sentence for a weapons offense. It feels jarring, doesn't it? But here is the reality. Jackson County Prosecutor Melissa Johnson points directly to Missouri's self-defense and stand-your-ground laws, suggesting these statutes make it incredibly difficult to prosecute cases like this, even when the community is left reeling. The Lopez-Galvan family is understandably heartbroken, noting that while the court moves on, their grief is a daily, permanent reality. They aren't looking for headlines. They are looking for a sense of peace that no gavel can provide. Dominic Miller has already received a similar 2-year sentence, and with another trial looming in 2027, the legal saga is far from over. It forces us to ask, are our laws keeping pace with the reality of the violence we see on our streets? I want to know what you think. Do these sentences reflect justice, or are our legal hands tied by outdated policies? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you believe in honoring the memory of victims like Lisa by advocating for safer communities, hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Let's keep the conversation going.